She entered an elevator, pressed multiple buttons, and behaved as if something invisible was chasing her. For days, no one knew where she went. And then, in one of the most disturbing discoveries in Los Angeles' history, her body was found in the hotel's rooftop water tank. Was it murder? Was it a tragic accident? Or something far more mysterious? This is the story of Elisa Lam, a case that has fascinated detectives, psychologists, and internet sleuths for over a decade. A story that reveals the strange and unpredictable algorithm of crime. Elisa Lam was a 21-year-old student from Vancouver, Canada. The daughter of immigrants, she was bright, curious, and like many young adults, still finding her place in the world. Elisa was active on social media, particularly Tumblr, where she openly wrote about her struggles with bipolar disorder and depression. Her post revealed a young woman who was reflective and sometimes troubled, but also playful and creative. In January 2013, Elisa set off on a solo trip down the west coast of the United States. She visited San Diego, San Francisco, and eventually made her way to Los Angeles. On January 26, she checked into the Cecil Hotel, a historic but notorious building in downtown LA. The Cecil wasn't an ordinary hotel. Built in the 1920s, it had once been grand, but over time it became infamous for violence, drugs, and even serial killers. Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, stayed there in the 1980s. Jack Unterweger, another serial killer, lodged there in the 1990s. To many, Cecil was cursed. Elisa was unaware of its dark reputation when she booked her stay. During her time in LA, Elisa kept in touch with her family daily. But on January 31st, the day she was supposed to check out of the Cecil and travel to Santa Cruz, she went silent. Her parents, alarmed, contacted the police. Officers searched the hotel but found nothing unusual in her room. The hotel was vast, with over 700 rooms, multiple hallways, and access points that made the search complicated. Detectives questioned staff and guests, but no one had seen Elisa. Days passed, and her disappearance made the news. Then came the key piece of evidence. Hotel security released footage of Elisa's last known moments, captured in an elevator. The footage shocked the world. In the grainy black and white video, Elisa enters the elevator wearing a red hoodie and shorts. She presses multiple buttons and then steps back. The elevator doors don't close. She peeks into the hallway, jumps back inside, presses more buttons, hides in the corner, then steps out again. Her movements are erratic, almost frantic. At one point, she waves her hands in strange, almost ritualistic gestures, as if speaking to someone or something that isn't there. Finally, Elisa walks out of the frame. The elevator doors close, then open and close again, as if malfunctioning. This was the last known sighting of her alive. For 19 days, there were no answers. Then, on February 19th, hotel guests began complaining about low water pressure, discolored water, and a strange taste. A maintenance worker climbed to the roof to inspect the water tanks. Inside one of them, he made a horrifying discovery: the body of Elisa Lam, floating lifeless. The question immediately became, how did she get there? The tanks were heavy, secured, and difficult to access. To reach them, she would have needed to climb onto the roof, scale a ladder, and open a heavy lid. The Los Angeles Police Department launched a detailed investigation. The rooftop was supposed to be locked and alarmed. So how could Elisa have gotten up there? The autopsy revealed no signs of trauma, sexual assault, or drugs in her system, other than medication prescribed for her bipolar disorder. Toxicology showed she may not have been taking her full dosage at the time. Authorities concluded that she likely experienced a psychotic or manic episode, entered the water tank herself, and drowned. But this explanation raised more questions than answers. How did she bypass the locked doors and alarms to reach the rooftop? Why did the elevator behave strangely in the footage? And why did her movements look so bizarre, as if she were hiding from someone? Internet theories exploded. Some believed she was murdered by hotel staff or another guest. Others claimed she was under the influence of a hallucinogen not detected in the autopsy. Paranormal enthusiasts even tied her death to Cecil's dark history calling it cursed. The case officially closed as an accidental death, but in the court of public opinion, the mystery was far from solved. Elisa's parents filed a lawsuit against the hotel, arguing it failed to provide adequate safety. They claimed it was unreasonable for a guest to access the water tanks. The hotel countered that there was no way staff could have foreseen such an incident. The court sided with the hotel, and the case was dismissed. No criminal charges were ever filed. The official explanation remains: Elisa Lam drowned accidentally, her mental health playing a major role. Elisa's death became one of the internet's first viral true crime mysteries. The elevator video was shared worldwide, analyzed frame by frame on YouTube, Reddit, and forums. Documentaries, podcasts, and even fictional shows like American Horror Story Hotel drew inspiration from her case. The Cecil Hotel became infamous all over again, branded by media as a place of horror. Tourists, ghost hunters, and true crime enthusiasts flocked to it, fascinated by its sinister reputation. But for Elisa's family, the case was a tragedy stripped of dignity, as the world speculated endlessly about her final moments. The story of Elisa Lam highlights the dangers of untreated or poorly managed mental health struggles, the vulnerabilities of solo travelers, and the responsibility hotels have for guest safety. It also raises questions about how viral media consumes and sensationalizes personal tragedy. More than a decade later, people still revisit the footage, searching for answers that may never come. The algorithm of crime isn't always about motive or money. Sometimes it's about chaos, the unpredictable collision of human vulnerability, mental health, and circumstance. Elisa Lam's story lingers because it reminds us of how fragile life can be and how easily mystery can swallow truth. Was Elisa the victim of crime, her own mind, or something beyond explanation? In the end, her case teaches us that not every story can be solved and some algorithms remain unsolvable.